Okay, we've done 2 of these already. So by now I'm kind of expecting you guys to know how to answer some of these without quite as much explanation from Miss Began. Okay? So, gotta do this part. You gotta do your names, so don't do mine. Okay? Do that. Next. We're doing our key concept. Key concept right now is that volume is a 3-dimensional space occupied by the solid, liquid, and gas. This, all the gum in it, that's the volume. All inside of there, that's how much it would hold. Okay? And so we've got to figure out how much volume the rectangles have. On these, you have to determine. Now, you'll notice that I made them all fit, hopefully, on one page, so you don't have to go back and forth. But you're just going to pick one. It wants the width. So in this case, I'm picking the width space equals space. I'm going to choose 3.7. I'm going to make sure that my answer is right because I'm going to bet that it's wrong. And the other one, inches, because Miss Vegan always forgets the units. There's that one. This one, it wants to know length. So I've already used this one. Done. Now I'm going to use this one. Well, let's use this one. That one seems more like the height, up and down. So length might go back and forth like this. So L space equals space 7.4 space IN. And the last one we have to do is height. And that's the one that goes up and down. So H space equals space 7.3 space IN. So far, so good. Scroll down so that we can see this. Okay, now we have where we have to figure out the volume. And the volume formula was up here where we're just taking all 3 numbers that we decided and multiplying them together. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to hopefully be able to write so that you guys can read it. Volume equals 3.7 times 7.3 times 7.4. Go off to the side of your page, grab that Desmos calculator if I'm allowing it, and calculate to figure out what the answer to all of those are. All right, my calculator, my lovely brain, says 199.874. I'm going to read my instructions. How many decimal points does it want? 1. So I have to round. So I'm looking at this one's the round. Look next door. That 7 says that 8 has to turn into 9. So my answer is V equals 199.9 space IN caret 3. Remember, there's a space here, and a space here, and a space here. That's the only way your answer will be right. Okay, key concept so that you don't hear my weird voice. The total area of the surface of a 3-dimensional object is the area of all the surfaces added together. So, you know that a cube has 6 sides. So if I were clever enough to get all 3 of the, or all 6 of these things to make a cube together, okay, you know what a cube is, right? If this made a box and I unfolded it, that's what they did in this picture. So I have to figure out what the area of each one of those squares, those sides, are. So the surface area comes from 2 of these areas of WH, 2 of these areas, which is LW, 2 of these areas, which is LH. I'm going to go back to what I did before. You guys have got to pick it. So width, okay, 7.4. W space equals space 7.4 space IN. Length, okay, we use 7.4, so now I've got to use 3.7. L space equals space 3.7 space IN. Okay, height. Okay. So height is H, space equals space 7.3, space IN. Golden. Now I have to do the surface area, and the surface area is a little harder for people. So what I'm going to try to do this time that might make a little bit more sense for you all is I'm going to try to figure out what the area of this square is. So, and let's think about it that way. So the surface area comes from the area of all the squares on the outside, right? It's the surface. So this one is 3.7 and the length of that side is 7.4. So the area of this purple side is 7.4 times 3.7. Okay. The area of this green square is 7.3 times 7.4, length times width. Okay. And then the blue square, I have to think here, is 3.7. See how that length is the same? Times the height. So it's 3.7 times 7.3. 3.7 times 7.3. And this is the part in your head that you have to think about. How many purple sides do I have? One at the top, one at the bottom. So that's 2. How many green sides? One at the side, one at the side. That's 2 more. How many blue? Well, guess what? 2. That's why we take this and multiply. There's 2 blue or purple, 2 green, and 2 blue. That's where this comes from. It's a little hard to do over a computer, but I'm doing the best I can, so y'all have to work with me here. If that means that you go home and you take a cereal box and you try to cut it down the edges and see there's 6 sides, that is great. That's what we would do in school if we could, okay? So once we've done that, we know due to order of operations, we have to multiply first and get the solution to all of these. Okay, so I did it. I multiplied those numbers and I brought them down. Now, since I brought them down, I need to bring down my parentheses. Bring down my pluses because those didn't change. It still has to happen. And I still have to multiply every one of them by 2 because there's 2 greens, 2 blues, 2 purples. There's top, bottom, side, 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 side. That's why we have to have 2 of each. So I am going to change to blue. I'm going to add all of these together. When I add all of those together, I get 100. That's a 0. 108 and 41 hundredths. Now, what do I still need to bring down? Look, I need to bring down the 2. So, 2. And what does all this equal? All this together is all 6 sides, which is the area, the surface area, the total outside area. Okay, so 2 times 108.41 is 2, 8. That's a 6. You can't tell that that's a 6, but that's a 6. Okay, so 216.82 is the surface area. What are we supposed to type in, though, guys? Type in SA space equals and another space. I know you're getting sick of it, but it's asking for these types of answers, 1 decimal point. So if I only need 1 decimal point, I need to look next door. That 2 either tells me to go up or stay the same. And since it's 2, that's tiny. It's closer to the 8. So I'm going to keep the 8 and make it 216.8. So our answer is 216. That's terrible. 6.8. And you need a space. And in this case, it's inches squared because this is flat surface. You're covering all the outside. Okay, because I'm a little paranoid that I put meters. Look, guys, I did. So I'm going to fix it so you know what to type. 216.8 inches squared. I am nice. I'm trying to be nice, and I'm making sure if you forget to round that it still works. But the answer that you want is right here, right there, or right here. This is the one you want to have, and you should have 100%. So let's see if everything goes well. This vegan should have 100%. Let's see. How do I get this thing to go away? There we go. Submit. Oh, I didn't answer it. SA space equals. Oh, now I got to remember. I also learned the pause button. 216.8 inches to the square, to the second power. Cross your fingers. Okay, let's see what my score is. This means this time there's no Beacon's blenders. She was able to check them and fix them the whole time. Good job, guys. Next time, you're going to have less help. Just warning you.